My name's Lauren. I am the owner and trainer at Creative Canine Solutions, and today we're going to talk about how to use marker training to improve your dog's behavior, help train things like leash walking and other basic obedience, and beyond. So marker training, you may also have heard of it referred to as clicker training, is just a quick way to teach your dog, yes, that's a correct response, now you get your cookie. There are generally two ways people do this. You can either use a clicker, which is a kind of marker, makes the same noise every time, or you can use a word such as yes or good. The trick is it needs to be one syllable and it should sound the same every time to your dog. The clicker or the marker word is not a cue for your dog. It's simply a way to tell your dog, whatever you just did when you heard this, that was what I was looking for, now come get your treat. So in order to use either the clicker or the marker word, you're always going to need to pair it with food and or some other kind of reinforcer your dog likes, such as play. I usually like to use soft, squishy, delicious treats. This is a little piece of cheddar cheese. You can see it's roughly the size of my pinky nail. I have a 60-pound dog, so that's about the right size for her. You can go much smaller if you have a smaller dog. If you have a dog like a Great Dane or a Mastiff, you're gonna want bigger pieces just so they don't get lost in those big floppy lips up there. So the easiest way to do this is to teach your dog that when they hear that sound, food appears. We call this loading the clicker. You can just really quickly rapid fire do it 10 times. Feed your dog a treat. Feed your dog a treat. Now if you're using a marker word, it instead would look like good. Feed your dog a treat. Good. Feed your dog a treat. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a All right, so now that your dog understands either good or the click means food is coming, how do you use it in training? It's pretty straightforward. Ask your dog to do a behavior they already know so you can practice. Something like sit works really well. Say sit as soon as your dog offers the correct response, or good, and then give your dog a treat. I'll show you what that looks like. Sit. Sit. Good girl. All right, couple quick problem solving skills. The clicker is not a way to get your dog's attention. It is a way to mark correct behavior. So if your dog is not paying attention to you and you go, aha, I bet that they will come back if they hear the clicker. One, you're probably right. But what were you actually reinforcing? If your dog is not paying attention to you and they're off away in the yard, when they hear this, what you just told your dog was, ignoring me is what I want you to do more often. Not really what we're looking for, right? So even though it can be tempting in those situations, don't use the clicker for anything other than to say, yes, whatever you were doing when I heard it, that was what I wanted. Now, the reason that the clicker or the marker word works really well is because your dog is always going to get treats when they hear it. That's actually why I'm outside and my dog is inside, because I would need to treat her every time she hears the clicker during this video, and that would slow things down a little bit. So every time your dog hears the click or hears you say yes or good the way you do during training, your dog needs to get a treat. This means if you accidentally sit on the clicker, set it off while you're doing a training session when you didn't mean to, you need to reinforce that behavior with a treat. Otherwise, you lose the power of the clicker or the marker word, which is not what you want. Don't feel bad if you accidentally reinforce the wrong behavior with an accidental clicker mark here or there. You need hundreds of repetitions to create a really fluent or strong behavior. So if you click on accident or mark on accident, not a big deal. We'll just move past that. But always reward every time your dog hears that or hears your marker. Thanks, guys.